Hey guys, it's Kobe, and today we're going to be looking at cross-country courses and putting them on a tier list. I just want to say, I'm not sure when this video is going to come up. It could be a while, but currently it's April 25th, so if it comes out on like May 30th, then it's been busy with work. And I'm still running for Lansing College. So so just a disclaimer. These courses are Michigan courses, so no Foot Locker or out-state courses. The St. John's, there's two I race. For the St. John's one, it's gonna be only for the Under the Lights. I ran there 2-3 years, I think, and for the DeWitt, I'm just averaging out every year because I ran there 3 times. And I'll talk more about it in the video. So yeah, stay tuned and let's watch. Alright, so starting off, we have St. John's. Alright, yeah, St. John's is gonna be a C tier. I never had a great experience at St. John's. The course, especially at night, is rough, sharp turns, uneven road trails. It's easy to lose your footing, hurt yourself. Actually, one of my teammates, Zach, he actually got injured there. I think he might have fell or tripped, but it injured him out for like most of the season. So not a great course. It's fun, so that's why it's not D tier. It's fun just to run at night, but other than that, it's just not a fun time, and it's kind of unsafe. So yeah, next one is gonna be Corona. Corona, I ran Corona all 4 years of high school. With Corona, you gotta understand, they switch it up every year. Except for this year and last year, it's been the same. And I think it's been very nice like that. Freshman year was at the high school, so it's been a while since I ran there. Sophomore year, it was at the same place, but it was it was in reverse, so that was kind of interesting. But the one that I'm talking about, junior and senior year, this course is real cross country. You're going on hills, you're going up, going down. It's usually very hot. Junior, senior year, blazing, usually 85 to 95. It's tough, but if you're able to go fast or medal there, you're gonna be in contention for or at your conference, regional, or states meets. So yeah, it's a fun one for sure. Okay, next is Crandall Lake. Now Crandall Lake is Charlotte's home course. Charlotte has a lot of home course, but this is the one for junior year. So I might give it a B. It's not terrible, but it's not anything special. I remember when I ran on it, it was super muddy. The course is basically flat. I mean, the cool thing is you're running around a whole lake. You can see pretty much everything. It's pretty much straight, the whole, well, it's a straight circle, I should say. So it's cool. Same time, it's just kind of basic, so it's not terrible, but nothing really special. I mean, you get to go around a electric tower, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, it's a good one. DeWitt. So after averaging all the DeWitt ones, probably put in B. Again, sophomore year DeWitt's course was amazing. That's where my fastest 5K time's at. Junior year, also that's where my season best was. And senior year, not great. I'm gonna be honest. Every year it just keeps getting worse. DeWitt was a great course. It's just you go around and it's pretty fast, and there's hills. It's mostly flat, but there's some hills. The thing I like about sophomore year is that you get to go in the woods, and the same with junior year. The thing I didn't like about senior year, you got no woods. It was just not fun the senior year. But other than that, after all of them, it's not terrible. I would say it's actually pretty good. But just considering and averaging out junior and senior year, I would just have to put it at B. So it's an okay course after, every year. I just hope they use at least junior or sophomore year's course. Alright, next we got Carson Cities. Okay, Carson Cities is I ran that freshman year. That's the first time I got first on my team. I set a goal. I was gonna be my teammate Jared, and it happened. This course was fun. It was super muddy and raining, but it was fast. And the thing I like about it is cross country. You're going up hills, you're going down. Especially in the rain, when you go up those hills, there's not like grass or anything. It's just dirt. So when you're running, it's just like a mudslide down, and it's tough. But that's what I like about it. The ending is just a straightaway. It's like probably like 160 to 100 meters. It's just great for a kick, and I love this course. I wish we got to race it more than just freshman year, but yeah, it's a great course. Eaton Rapids. I'm not. Okay, I'll give it a C. The thing about Eaton Rapids is that it's just boring. I don't like it. It's not cross country. It's terrible. It's not fun. I'm not trying to be biased either, considering I go to Charlotte schools, but Eaton Rapids is probably the boringest course I've ran at. You're just going around, and it's just straightaways, and it's not fun. You're barely going in any hills. You're looping around the same loop like a lot. Well, kinda. You're not really doing that, but it's just in the same area, so it's not fun. There's so many sharp turns around fences, and that just takes out all your momentum. It puts a lot of stress on your hips. And there's the final straightaway is something, I guess. I give it that. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Times are usually slow. Just boring. A lot of people just like to sit back and wait till the end of the race. So yeah, it's just a boring course. Next, we got Ella Sharp Park for the Jackson Invite. Now, yeah, this is an easy S tier. This is probably my favorite course. Has so much history behind it. Grant Fisher, Nick Foster, Evan Bishop ran there. Insanely fast times. I ran here freshman, junior, senior year. Every time I ran there too, it's always been a great race. It's been fun. I love how the hills are challenging. It's not an easy course. You can run fast. You can run fast if you know how to run hills, but if you don't, you're gonna be out of the race. So it's a fun one. This year was incredibly hot. Every year is pretty much hot at this course, but this year was definitely hot, and it's just a fight for who has the most guts. So yeah, it's great. The final kick of the race, it's tough. It's tough because you're hurting from all the hills, but it's an amazing kick. It's a huge. It's like 200, 220 meters of a straightaway for the kick. So it's awesome. I ran here in 6th grade too, and just had a lot of memories in this course. So emotionally, I'm a little tied to this course, but it's a fun one. It's definitely a fun one. The Fowlerville course. Easy trash. Ran here freshman year for the Fox and Hounds one. Not a huge fan. It was pretty bad. I ran my slowest 5K there. Part of that was the weather, so I'll give a little credit to the course for that. But other than that, just not a fun course. I'm not trying to take too much of the meet itself, but just more of the course. And the course was just not fun, not enjoyable. It's not, put it simply, it's just not fun. Alright, next is Grand Woods. No, it's not C. I think it's a B. See, the thing with Grand Woods, that's going to be my home course for LCC. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the AK goes there. But, yeah, I mean, Grand Woods is pretty fun. It's definitely cross country. You're running hills. There's the reason why it's B and not A. There's a couple parts where it's kind of awkward running in because there's, like, gravel. So, running in spikes, you're, like, running on hard rocks and it does not feel good. When you're running the grass, it just feels really slow. The grass there isn't the best. But other than that, it's fun. You're going around a creek and going around in the woods. So, other than that, it's pretty good. I just know there's some bees nests in there, and one of my teammates gets stung. So, and a root. There's some roots. So one of my teammates, he tripped during the race. Luckily, he didn't get injured, but that's a precaution we all should take. But it's a nice course. I like it. Next, we got the Hazlitt. Hazlitt's a B. I like it. It's okay. I'm sorry, Espen. I had to do this. The funny thing about this is there's parts of it I really like, but there's parts of it that I don't really like. The beginning of it, I'm not a huge fan. And the part I'm talking about is just the straightaway. It's usually kind of muddy. It's just, and kind of goes in like a I'm not sure what you call it, but like a right triangle. So if you have like this part, you're kind of at an advantage. I like when you go in the woods, the pine trees. That's my favorite part. But when you kind of go out, it's just okay, So, that's why I give it a B. Holly. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give Holly an A. Holly, I only ran there once. It's a huge race in Michigan. The thing about Holly though, it's cross country. It's the most cross country course that we have on this list. Or gonna have it on this list. It's incredibly difficult. There's hills. It can be a huge challenge in the mud. I never ran on the mud, but I kind of wish I did just to see how difficult it could be. I'm pretty sure Carter Solomon ran like 18:30 when he was a freshman there, and his fastest time as a freshman was like 15:50. So just already there, it's tough. But other than that, it's fun. It's really fun, especially the beginning. You're going down this crazy downhill, looping around, going back up on this side hill. Then you're going around in the straightaway where all the start is. And then, you're just in the second mile, it's just open. It's crazy just seeing the person all the way ahead of you. But yeah, and then in the third mile, you're going in the woods. And, you're just trying to stay with the person or passing other people. Then when you're getting close to the end, you loop around like a what's it called? One of those ball pits. Maybe not a ball pit, but like one of those horse rings. I don't know, but you're just going around. You see everyone going up this giant like steep hill, and then after that it's just a straight kick, and there's like usually just a ton of mud like at the finish. So it's fun. It's really fun. Next we have Lakewood. I haven't ran here since freshman year either. Pretty sure it's a C. It's eh. I don't remember much. I just remember it's just being kind of like, this is it. Think of like Crandall, basic, but take out the electrical tower in the lake, you just get you know. So yeah. Next we got Legend Meadows, Greater Lansing. Yeah, I have to give it an A. It's, man, some good memories here for sure. Also some bad ones, but it was pretty fun just racing there all these years. Just all the Lansing area kids running there. It's fun. First mile, you know, it's just crazy. Everyone's just going out, you know, and you have this tight turn. So if you're not out in the right spot, you're gonna be stuck like walking. That's why me sophomore year, I didn't go out hard enough. We turned and people just started walking because, you know, there's just too many people. So you just gotta be able to get out so then you don't do that. After that, it's just downhill. Then you're looping around, going this long straightaway around the golf course. It's pretty fast first mile. Second mile is pretty much all the hills. Super hilly, fun. Then after the third mile, you know, you're just trying to stay alive. There's some hills there. In the beginning you're going downhill, then it's kind of like flat. And then towards the end, like 2.8, you're going uphill again. Then you go on the hills, and then the kick, like the finishing part, straight away, the kick. It's scary. You know, you don't know if someone's gonna kick you. It's fun. It's really fun. I'm just grateful that, well, see, the thing is, you know, we're lucky as Lansing area kids that we get to run there, but like the CAAC or CAAC blue kids get run there for their final conference meet. So yeah, you're pretty lucky, Andrew. Okay, next we got Leslie. Yeah, easy. It's not a fun meet. I don't know why we get put in this meet. I wish we would get put in like the Spartan Invite or something, but it's not fun. It's terrible. There's not that many. Well, okay, the meet itself doesn't have that many teams, but the course is just it's just boring. See, Eaton Rapids was boring, but Leslie is just long. It's not fun. You know, we run cross country just so we can run fast, get better, you know. With Leslie, it just seems kind of just like a whole, just more like a workout. That's what I did with this year, at least. I took Leslie as a workout, did a tempo before it. You know, it's just, you're running, the first part you're running these hills, then you come out, it's just long, gradual, straight away. It's not that big of a hill. Then you're just going round and going back down, and you're just running along. It's usually just, you know, these boring turns. It's when you're running by it too, it's not, there's nothing interesting. Best case, you probably have someone like getting in your way. That happened a couple times. Yeah, it's just, the kick part too is not fun. Yeah, it's not fun. Okay. Next, actually I want to send it in my ass for the end. Next we got Portage Invite. I'm just kidding. It's S tier. I ran here only for the regional meets, freshman, junior, senior, or not junior, freshman, senior. I was supposed to run here sophomore year, but I was injured. I wish we did the Portage Invite though. It's probably besides Jackson's, probably definitely one of the best meets. It's so competitive. It's basically a mini state meet. People actually want the Portage play like course to be the state meet. It's excellent for viewing as a spectator. You can see pretty much everyone at any time. It's amazing. Just running it though, you start out in this huge open field. You can run out and get in a good spot. Then you go up this giant hill, and you have to do it twice. So it's scary. I'm not gonna lie. You first coming as a freshman, I was like, this hill is gonna kill me. Then you're running around. You go this massive downhill. At first, I was like, "Oh, easy speed boost." But since you don't, if you're not controlling yourself, you're just gonna flop out the race. You'll lose a lot of energy. Then you're just going hills and hills. Eventually, you get to this massive downhill again, and then there it's just flat. Then you go the same loop second time. And this usually I don't like doing loops. With Portage, there's something special about it, and no other course can really do that. So. It's special. It has a special place in my heart. In the finish though, remember how I said the spectators can pretty much see you from any time. You can see your competition from any time. So when you're going around, it's basically a square. Instead of having this part of the square, you only have the three sides right here. So when you're coming around this turn, you have probably like 400 meters. So if you can time it right, you can have an amazing kick. So I have a race video of Portage. If you want to go check it out, check it out. I have one for Jackson, Portage for my regional for D2, Ledge Meadows. Yeah, I think that's all I have. But I would recommend check it out. It's an amazing course. Fun fact: Dathan Rinsenheim ran 14:41 there. Grant Fisher ran 14:43. So even though it's hilly and cross country, you can go fast if you know how to run hills. Next, we got Portland. Portland. Now Portland. I have a lot of issues with Portland. The start is terrible. The worst start out of all of these, probably. With Hazlitt, it's just muddy and like a right triangle. But with Portland, it's congested. You're not gonna get out, no matter how good, unless you sprint out. You're not gonna get to a good spot. It's just so congested and so narrow. And that, pretty much the whole first mile is so tight, it's hard to pass people. You're pretty much running single file, or maybe a triple, file. You have 3 rows of people probably. Portage is not good for the fact that spectators are constantly in your way. There's been multiple times where I almost ran into someone because they were in the way. Whether it be just spectators or middle school runners, it's incredible how annoying it is. Other than that, the course can be confusing. Going around these confusing loops, and it's just not fun. And then you're going back the same way, which can be also confusing. So I never had a great time at Portage. Never wanted to run there again. I was happy when Portland switched their race to Eaton Rapids. That's why, I'd rather have a C tier than a D tier for sure. But yeah. Next we have Shepherd. Oops. Okay, this is gonna be kind of controversial. I was never. I only ran a Shepherd once, and that was during the Mitka meet. So I feel like it's a little bit different than running it at a regular Shepherd race. I had a lot of snow and it was super muddy. But yeah, when I ran there, it was pretty good. It was pretty flat. in the fields and stuff. Good finish. But what I didn't like about it was just it just felt kind of long. At the end, you couldn't really see your destination, so it's just kind of like, oh man, how far have I really ran? And it's kind of hard to time out your kick if you know. But I think that's kind of me on there. It's probably if I ran there a little bit more often, and probably during the season, I feel like it probably would be an A tier. So yeah. Soccer complex. Okay, Andrew, I'm sorry again. Look, soccer complex. It's an It's not terrible, but they cut the course a little bit. So instead of 5K, it's like I think like 2.8, 2.9, maybe 3. I don't know, but it's just it's not fun. There's not a lot of hills. You're just kind of going straight. You just get kind of like loops where you have to go to where you just run around here. Just kind of extend it because they don't have a good single path you have to take. I mean, the good thing I like about this though is the finish. The finish is fun. It's a long finish. I remember freshman year, I was running with Andrew and I think it was Joseph the whole race, and sometimes Joseph would get lost. He would sometimes like go in the wrong place, and we would just kind of look and be like, oh, like are we supposed to go there too, or is that just him? So and there's some parts with concrete. I know, like at least in Michigan you don't really run on concrete, so I don't know, it wasn't fun for that reason either. But yeah, the nice thing about the finish is you can't start your kick right when you turn, because that's a long finish. It might be as long as Jackson, maybe longer, I don't know. But I remember Joseph went out, and Andrew and I were trying to get him, but he kind of burnt out because it was it was a long finish. So it was a fun one for the kicking part. But yeah. Springport, I ran this sophomore year. Let's see. Yeah, I give Springport a B. It's definitely cross country. You're running on hills. There were some parts where I felt were just kind of long, kind of enjoyable, and there's just you're running around just field. But there's other parts where you're running on these really hilly parts, and it was in the field. It was fun because you're constantly going up and down. Then you I don't remember. I think you reverse and go backwards, and the finish is kind of cool. The reason why I say kinda is because I remember I was kicking, because when you come out, you can pretty much see the end, kinda. And the reason why I say kind of is because I started kicking, and I was going where I thought was the finish line, but apparently it was to the left of me, so everyone's trying to point that way. But from a distance, it looks like the finish was over there. So, yeah, I mean, it was cool, but at the same time, it was kind of confusing. I do like the hills, though. Turkeyville. Okay, Turkeyville wasn't terrible, but it has its issues. With Turkeyville, I feel like, it's not marked really well. It's easy to cheat, quote unquote. I think it might be short. But yeah, I mean, it's flat. It's not a lot of hills. You're running around in a trailer park. I think I saw people like in RVs and stuff. But it's just straight, some parts. Alright, next we got Turkeyville. Turkeyville is gonna be a C. It was never fun. It's kind of confusing course, pretty boring, just kind of flat. Pretty easy to cheat on. I think it may be short. I think there's parts where there's a cone, but there's probably a good amount of space where you can easily just cut, and that probably drops like 5 seconds of time right there by cutting it. But it's in a spot where there's a lot of trees, so it's probably, easy to cut and cheat. It's also short too, so you might, be running like 15:30 when you're actually like a 16:20 guy. It's confusing at the end. I remember I was like trying to figure out where I was running. I was like, do I kick now because there's a huge straightaway, or do I keep going this way and go? It's not a great time. You also have to be careful of the turkeys. I remember when I was running, I was running by a lot of turkeys and they were getting in the way. Sometimes they jump at you and you just gotta be careful. So, I don't understand why they have animals on the course. Especially one spot. If you're gonna do that, you might as well put on more just to see like it's an actual obstacle. And what happened if we ran into a turkey? That might be like, animal abuse. So I feel like just take out all the animals and just put like hay stacks or something. Yeah. Okay. Uncle John Cider Mill. This one has been one I ran at junior, sophomore, and senior year. I also ran in the 6th grade, the 2-mile course, but we're talking about the 5K course. This course has been fun. It's really fun. You start out kind of like Portage. Everyone's lined up, and you just go out straight, and eventually you have to turn right. It gets kind of narrow, not too narrow, and then you kind of go in this little downhill, just a little bump downhill, and then there you're just going around the apple trees, and you're just going around, And the nice thing about this, it never really loops. The first mile is usually fast, and after that you're going the 2nd mile behind everything. You're going down in the fields. Then towards the end of the 2-mile, you're going in the spot where there's some rolling hills. 2nd mile is probably the most hilly, I would say. The first beginning of the 2nd mile, yeah, I would say the 2nd mile is the most hilly. Beginning of the 3rd has one giant big downhill, but yeah, the 2nd mile is, you're going these rolling hills. The only bad thing about this course is there's a spot where, no, I don't think it's bad. I think it's actually good just to teach you to use the turns correctly, because if you don't, you will make the mistake I did sophomore year. I was going around the turn and I fell off the course because I ran too fast and too narrow. So you got to learn how to run turns, and I think that's what it's teaching you, which is awesome. 3rd mile, you're going back downhill into the fields again, and then you have an awesome kick spot. Fun fact, I actually got interviewed by Mile Split because I won in junior year, so that was pretty cool. Michigan, MIS one, state meet. A, easy A. I never had a great time at MIS. I shouldn't say, yeah, never a great time. I had a good time. It was a fun time. Seeing all these fast runners. It was pretty cool just, seeing everyone. Running there, it's tough. You gotta learn. That's the bad thing about Charlotte. We don't run at a ton of fast meets. So, Jackson, Holly, Greater Lansing were a couple of fast ones. I'm talking about fast where like the whole competition, it's hard to medal. But yeah, you gotta learn how to run, and the first part of it's fast. It's long and fast. I think the first like 0.4 is all straight away. So you're trying to get a good spot. Junior year, I went out too slow. Senior year, I went out too fast. So I just needed that 3rd year. just to really know. However, I feel like it does a good job of, you know, having a course. There's some cross country to it. It's usually very muddy. So you gotta have strength. But spectator wise, it's hard to get around. That's why a lot of people think Portage would be better. But the ending is spectacular. You're just going around a race course for cars, and it's just amazing just going around. And that straightaway at the end, oh, it's so long. And that's a good thing, because you can't kick when you're going around the straightaway, because you would burn out so fast. But the nice thing about it is you gotta learn how to do it correctly, and just when you have to know when to kick during races. So and you get to see everyone, ahead of you and behind you when you're on the race course. So I mean, even if you're like in 80th place, usually you can still see first place in the race course. So you get to watch the race while you're racing. So yeah, it's awesome. So that's all the courses I ran at. Some of these courses have special places in my heart. Others of them I'm happy I never have to run at them again. And I'm excited to see where I'm going to run in college, those courses. Especially nationals. That's going to be awesome. Traveling, I can't wait to travel. That's going to be sweet. But yeah, so if you made it all the way to the end, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it.